Hello again, Nissan Skyline fans. So we have the relatively recent release by Inno64 of the 1972 concept car. It says 73 because they're trying to promote this car going racing in 1973. But it's a 72, the introduction of the Kenmeri body style. But this is the Nissan website and they're saying they gave up on it because they're going for anti-pollution and fuel efficiency instead of burning gasoline on a racetrack. So the original Nissan car is in green. And we'll compare to these photos. So Inno64, they do it correctly. They get approval by the manufacturers. It is a licensed product. I guess this packaging is as efficient as possible. You know, it's just a cardboard sleeve around a plastic box. And there's no tape holding that together, so that's not a good idea, but at least this is a snug fit. So there we go. What's going on here? It's just a 73 over there. Alright. And then we have a base plate with the tampo printed graphics on it telling you what the car is. So that's nice. It's very shiny, of course. If you want to display this on its own, there's one screw holding it down. And I guess that helps you realize that's a genuine Inno product. I'm not going to take this off the base because I don't have room to store these boxes anywhere now. And I don't really care about rolling models. So, here we go. Yeah, I mean, from that angle, it looks pretty good. This is the one I usually really compare to. The lines of the hood. The windscreen. And that, oh yeah, that's really matching up very well. The wing is, well, maybe this wing is too tall or it just kind of vanishes. You know, it depends on the angle this was taken from, which is right around here, so that would vanish a bit. It's got the same type of wheels, the Watanabe wheels. Okay, well anyways, it looks pretty good to me there. Here it is, I guess, at a racetrack. It has no rear bumper. You notice it's got orange center tail lights and white on the inners, but then they're surrounded by red on the outside, so that seems accurate. Even the license plate, that all looks pretty good. And then Inno has a blue version of this, which also looks just as cool. And there's some dude in Thailand that has one, so it is still a real car if you like the blue one. It's just not the one that Nissan made. Let's start with the front wheel here. Yeah, you got 4 lug nuts, the center cap. Although really, well, you know, it's confusing. The Nissan Global, there is actually a protruding gold piece here. I don't know if that's the axle just sticking through. But then the side photograph is just black as if it's a hole. So I don't know which is correct. Possible that side view is not the real car, maybe. It could be a copy, maybe. Maybe they made several of these. As you can see, the metallic paint is very nice. It's a very small flake. It's not like a hot rod, so I like that. Sorry, that just threw me off. Going back to this, the tire is rounded, it's high profile, and the Dunlop is printed centered, so that's very nice. It's not overly squished to the base, so you could theoretically maybe rotate that wheel and have the Dunlop facing vertical. But you'd have to take it off the base to do so. So far, the pinstriping seems acceptable. It's a really thin double gold stripe. Just going over this thing across, okay. The 73 is painted on nicely. Technically, it's a rectangle painted on, and then you can see the color through it. It's got some indication of rivet marks or whatever body screws are using this over fender kit on. And then we have a raised painted orange turn signal or a reflector. The door handle is also sticking out, and then we have a little nub here for the lock, and that's painted silver. Side windows are molded. They got some raised molding painted black, and then I think maybe the casting has some black painted on as well. Notice there's no side mirror, but that's actually accurate to the real car, it seems. There's this bump here, which usually has a Skyline S logo. I don't know if that does, to be honest with you, the real one. That Nissan Global is just all black there. And then that side image, it looks like a gunmetal. So it's possible maybe this car doesn't actually have the S logo. But look at this pinstriping, very cool, right? You can see the color in between the lines, very neat. Alright, yeah, that rear fender looks pretty good as well, and the gold's doing a good job getting around there, except for here, right? Not enough gold. This tire looks all good. I don't think there's a brake system on this one. If there was, it's hidden by the wheel itself. I'm gonna guess this car ran like 15-inch wheels. Look at that Nissan. What's it run? No, it's running 14-inch wheels, so that's why they look so small. Going around to the front. Oh, there's a tow hook there. So a photo etch metal tow hook with some air passing through it. There's some orange paint here for these turn signals. And then this is the way the car looks. This is all blanked off, but this side has an intake, most likely to the air filter, or maybe just it's rammed into the carbs or something. You notice that's a really fine texture. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a piece of metal glued onto the back side. I don't know. It's just the separation of the black from the green is so good. I almost feel it might be a separate piece. Same with this grill. Now these grills, it actually looks like there's something silver back there. You know, the radiator most likely. Oh, that's way too bright. Yeah, look at that. So, yeah, there's a radiator or an intercooler, or I don't know if this car ran an intercooler back then, but there's something silver back there, so that's really neat. And yeah, on the bottom as well. So I'm pretty sure all three of these are metal photo etch, you know, grills. And then this little hole here is just blanked off with some black paint. Alright, so that's... I don't know if that hole should go all the way through. I can't tell in that front photo if it's blanked off or it goes through or not. Okay, well, that was a pleasant surprise. That's, you know, separate pieces. And then the gold paint is doing a good job around there. Just a plain chin lip, like the real car, looks good. This is all fine, that all looks great, looks good, looks good, looks good. This is a pretty smooth paint job here. You can see the sharpness of my LED above us. It's not too wavy. And again, though, they just can't get the gold in there. But I'm glad this is paint, it's not a decal. It looks too smooth to be a decal. And I mentioned before, the Skyline is really well done as well, very crisp letters. I don't know if that's a rain gutter. Maybe it is, but yeah, the black here is on the casting. Okay, so the whole A pillar is supposed to be black. A little bit of color got through there. Going around to the back, what do we have here? So yeah, I would say those lights are pretty accurate to that rear photograph. You know, the red surrounds and then the different colors inside. And then it looks like we may have a foil sticker here on the center back that says Skyline. And then the license plate is nice, it's quite legible. I don't know what these are. I think these are separate foil pieces. Probably clamps to hold the rear trunk down. But I almost feel like they might be black on that rear photograph. Look at that little gold pinstriping going across. That's nice. Okay, very smooth, very shiny. Where are the exhausts? Oh, they're over on the side. Okay, really small, probably plastic tube molded pieces. They look like tubes. There's a little recess, a little black paint, so that's good. Are they on that side? Yeah, only on that side. Alright, this rear window, we have some sort of printing there. It's a tampo print, it's not a decal. Just a blank sill underneath it and a center bar for the roll cage, I guess. Okay, where's the fuel filler? I wonder if the fuel filler is behind these things. Please leave a comment if you know. A little bit of orange peel on the roof here. As you can see, the edge isn't very sharp like it is on the sides, but it's still pretty nice. The windscreen here, we have, looks like photo etched metal wiper blades, so that's good. And then we have some sort of physical grooves and as well as black paint. And then the pinstriping here in the 73 here looks fantastic as well. And then some sort of bumps to represent those quick release pins holding the hood down. So I would say so far it's quite nice. Only two minor issues, you know, not enough gold here on both sides. But everything else looks perfect. Alright, hold on. Being molded windows, you can just see how distorted that image is. So, but I think with the flashlight maybe we can see. Well, it looks like a hollow steering wheel. Oh, I see some yellow and white in the dashboard. So maybe there's a decal there for the instruments. The seats have horizontal ribbing. There's a rear view mirror molded into the window molding. There's 2 different height seats. The driver has a headrest. Passenger is going to get whiplash. Okay, so the roll cage, yeah, that's behind the seats. Looks like a 3-point roll cage. Looks like harnesses are on this racing seat, but not the passenger. So the passenger's just got to go through the windscreen, but the driver will be fine. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a decal for the instruments. It's just the windows are molded, so pretty distorted. There's probably rear seats in there as well. Or not. Maybe it's just gutted back there. It looks awfully smooth, so maybe there are no rear seats. So it looks like they went through the effort of making an actual race interior for this particular casting. I wonder if they have a different mold when they come out with just plain liveries for like custom street cars. I don't know if this thing is running like Liberty Walk over fenders or what. I'm not sure if these are specific to Nissan Racing. Let's do an unfair comparison. This is the UCC coffee car. And so this was free. It came with 2 cans of coffee in Japan whenever this was released, which is probably over 10 years ago. So essentially someone probably bought like $2 or $3 of coffee and got this diecast car for free. Bear in mind these are not the original wheels. These are some aftermarket wheels that I put on, as well as some brakes. But still, I mean, just if you ignore the wheels and look at the diecast, it's pretty nice, you know, sharp printing. It doesn't have the pinstriping, and nor does it have an interior. These are totally blacked out windows. But you have an indication of wiper blades and stuff, and it's, again, it was free to someone. But they did get the front end, you know, it's a race front end. So I thought this was my, yeah, I was quite happy with this one, even though it's lacking in details now compared to the Inno. Alright. I believe Kyosho Beads Collection also has one of these, but I never bothered to get it. I figured it'd be really expensive, and so pleasantly, if you wait around long enough, some other company's going to make the most popular cars out there. So, and I don't even think it's that popular of a car, being a concept car. So a few other Kenmeris here, just stock street. This one's a stock street one by Konami, and so 2005, pretty old. It's got the steel wheels like the real car had. I guess so. They're I don't know if those headlights are transparent or not. They look a little weird. They look like bullets. Plastic clear taillights. I added my own license plate though. Anyways, diecast. A little rough though. Looks like a Hot Wheels. The chunks missing out of that. But that thing was probably $6 when it was new, or less. Same with this Kyosho. This Kyosho oddly has custom wheels. Yeah. So clear headlights for this. Clear taillights as well. Alright. It's not bad. Seems better than the Konami. And the last one is a Aoshima Grachan car. So this does have a Liberty Walk treatment. It's got this crazy overhanging front end. I added my own BNDS alloys though. Grachans usually have horrible wheels, but they're really good candidates for these alloys by BNDS. And they're screwed together, so I repainted the interior on this thing. Alright. Let's go for a spin. I'm still probably going to keep this. I just like it. Just because it was free. It's such a nice freebie. But of course, you get what you pay for. And so, yeah, I'm happy that I did pay for this. It's exponentially more expensive than the freebie, but it also has a lot more details. The pinstriping in itself, the wheels are fantastic from the get-go, and then I guess if you care about interiors, it seems pretty well detailed. But me, I'm more about the exterior. And so again, the only faults really is just a tiny bit of gold. Can't get into those recesses. But that's kind of the sacrifice you have to pay for tampo printing paint. It would be worse if it was a decal. There'd still be an air pocket back there if it was a decal. So I would rather have the paint myself. I appreciate you guys watching today. We'll see you in the next diecast video. Over and out.